Chapter 21. And in the 6th year of the 7th week of this Jubilee, Abraham called Isaac his son, 2057, or 2050 a.m., and commanded him, saying,
I am become old, and know not the day of my death, and am full of my days. And behold, I am 175 years old, and throughout all the days of my life I have remembered the Lord, and sought with all my heart to do his will, and to walk uprightly in his ways. My soul has hated idols, and I have despised those that served them, and I have given my heart and spirit that I might observe to do the will of him who created me. For he is the living God, and he is holy and faithful, and he is righteous beyond all. And there is with him no accepting of men's persons, and no accepting of gifts. For God is righteous, and executes judgment on all those who transgress his commands and despise his covenant. My son, observe his commandments, and his ordinances, and his judgments, and do not walk after the abominations, and after the graven images, and after the molten images. And eat no blood at all of animals or cattle, or of any bird which flies in the heaven. And if you slay a victim as an acceptable peace offering, slay it and pour out its blood upon the altar, and all the fat of the offering offer on the altar with fine flour, and the meat offering mingled with oil, with its drink offering. Offer them all together on the altar of burnt offering. It is a sweet savour before the Lord. And you will offer the fat of the sacrifice of thank offerings on the fire which is upon the altar, and the fat which is on the belly, and all the fat on the inwards and the 2 kidneys, and all the fat that is upon them, and upon the loins and liver you shall remove, together with the kidneys, and offer all these for a sweet savour, acceptable before the Lord, and with its meat offering, and with its drink offering, for a sweet savour, the bread of the offering to the Lord. And eat its meat on that day and on the 2nd day, and do not let the sun on the 2nd day go down upon it till it is eaten. And let nothing be left over for the 3rd day, for it is not acceptable, for it is not approved. And let it no longer be eaten, and all who eat thereof will bring sin upon themselves. For thus I have found it written in the books of my forefathers, and in the words of Enoch, and in the words of Noah. And on all your oblations you shall throw salt, and do not let the salt of the covenant be lacking in all your oblations before the Lord. And as regards the wood of the sacrifices, beware lest you bring other wood for the altar in addition to these: cypress, bay, almond, fir, pine, cedar, savin, fig, olive, myrrh, laurel, aspalathus. And of these kinds of wood lay upon the altar under the sacrifice, such as have been tested as to their appearance. And do not lay thereon any split or dark wood, but hard and clean, without fault, a sound and new growth. And do not lay thereon old wood, for its fragrance is gone, for there is no other fragrance in it as before. Besides these kinds of wood, there is none other that you should place on the altar. For a fragrance is dispersed, and the smell of its fragrance does not go up to heaven. Observe this commandment, and do it, my son, that you may be upright in all your deeds. And at all times be clean in your body, and wash yourself with water before you approach to offer on the altar. And wash your hands and your feet before you draw near to the altar. And when you are done sacrificing, wash again your hands and your feet. And let no blood appear upon you, nor upon your clothes. Be on your guard, my son, against blood. Be on your guard exceedingly. Cover it with dust, and do not eat any blood, for it is the soul. Eat no blood whatever, and take no gifts for the blood of man, lest it be shed with impunity, without judgment. For it is the blood that is shed that causes the earth to sin, and the earth cannot be cleansed from the blood of man, save by the blood of him who shed it. And take no present or gift for the blood of man, blood for blood, that you may be accepted before the Lord, the Most High God. For he is the defense of the good, and that you may be preserved from all evil, and that he may save you from every kind of death. I see, my son, that all the works of the children of men are sin and wickedness, and all their deeds are uncleanness, and an abomination, and a pollution, and there is no righteousness with them. Beware lest you should walk in their ways, and tread in their paths, and sin of sin to death before the Most High God. Else he will hide his face from you, and give you back into the hands of your transgression, and root you out of the land, and your seed likewise from under heaven. And your name and your seed shall perish from the whole earth. Turn away from all their deeds and all their uncleanness, and observe the ordinance of the Most High God, and do his will, and be upright in all things, and he will bless you in all your deeds, and will raise up from you a plant of righteousness through all the earth, throughout all generations of the earth. And my name and your name shall not be forgotten under heaven forever. Go, my son, in peace. May the Most High God, my God and your God, strengthen you to do his will. And may he bless all your seed and the residue of your seed for generations forever, with all righteous blessings, that you may be a blessing on all the earth.
And he went out from him, rejoicing.